Hi everyone, welcome to How to Do It. In this video, we're going to learn about how to use images in HTML. First of all, let me show you an example of how images are used in HTML. So I'll go to the LinkedIn site. So here in this website, you can see there's an image added here. So I'm going to right click and go to inspect. So here, if I go to this div element and you see the tag called img. So this is the tag that we use in HTML to display images on the pages. So img tag, and then we have the source, and then we have the alternative text. So in this source, this is the place where we define the path of the image. So this is the way that we add images in HTML using img tag. So now let's see how we can add images in HTML. I'll change the heading as well. So I will open this file in the browser now. So you can see the images.html, the file that I have created. I'll double click this and you can see the file is open in the browser. So I'm going to go to the text editor and I will add a heading there. And I will add a sample paragraph as well. So I will add some sample text there. So when you go back to the browser, you can see the title that I have added, and we have the paragraph that I have added. So I'll also just align this to center. Now before we add the images to the page, we have to organize the images in our project folder. So I'll go to the desktop. So here I have some images. So these are the images that I'm going to add to my site now. So I will simply copy these images. This is my project folder. Now I'm going to create a folder called images. Always when you're adding images, so make sure to maintain a folder to add the images. So I will paste all the images that I have with me, and I'll go to the text editor now. So when you go back to the text editor, you see the images folder shows there. So simply to add the image, now I'm going to create the image tag. So it will be img, and I'm going to define src. So src attribute is what we call the source of the image. So you need to define the source attribute to define the path of the image. So the path will be, so you can see the images are inside the folder. So first of all, you have to call the folder name there. So then / and you have to put the correct image name. So if the name is big, you can simply rename the image and copy and put it here. So always make sure to double check the spellings when you add the images. So I will just say beach. And you also have to make sure when you're adding images, you need to add the image with the file format. So here you can see my image file format is .jpg. So I will simply say jpg and I'll close the image tag now. So I will save it. And going back to the browser, I'll refresh. So you see the image is added here, but it's a huge image, so the resolution is so big. So I'm going to add a size now to this image. So I'm going to use the width attribute for the image and mention the size here. I can say 400, and you don't need to mention the unit as px to make it as pixel, because by default when you define this number, so it will take the default value as pixel. So I will make it 400, and the height I'm going to mention as 300. And when you go back to the browser, so you can see the image is resized, but I can see there's a problem with the ratio, because this image is a landscape image. So when you're adding width and height, you always have to make sure that you add the correct width and size to maintain the proper ratio. So in this case, I'm going to define the height as auto. So when you define the height as auto, so only the width is defined. So I'm going to go back to the browser and refresh. Now you can see the image ratio is properly maintained here. So because the height is mentioned as auto, so based on the width value, it will automatically adjust the height. So now I'm going to delete this off. I'm going to take the height off. Just save and refresh. So still the same. There's no difference. So remember that when you are adding images and when you are mentioning the size, you can only mention the width. So the height will get adjusted automatically. In case if you want to define the height, so you can define it. So it will take the value and it will change the size of the image accordingly. The next attribute that I'm going to mention here is ALT. It means alternative text. So this attribute is always useful when there's a problem with the image. The image cannot be loaded in the page due to some network issues or any other issues. So this alternative text attribute is always useful. So I'm going to say a picture of a beach. So now when you refresh, so you see the alternative text attribute is not displaying here, but I will simply make some, I'll just make a mistake here. So now you can see there's a problem with this image file format. So image should not be loaded in the page. So when I go back to the browser and refresh, you see the image is not loading here, but the alternative text is displayed. So simply the user knows what kind of an image is here. And also now I have defined the width of the image as pixels. So you can also define the size of the image in percentage, like 50%. And when you refresh, let me correct this. Now you can see, so the image size is 50%. It means half of the browser size simply. When you resize the browser, the image size will be the same because we have given the image size in percentage. So it's not a fixed size. So based on the browser size, it will automatically take the 50% of the browser size. So now when you define a fixed width, like let's say 400, so it means it is a fixed width value. So even though the browser is smaller or bigger, in any resolution, the image size is going to be 400 pixels. So this is the way that you add images. You can also add multiple images in the site. I'll add some more images. So now we can see I have added 3 images in the site. So this is the way that you can add images in HTML. Now I will show you how to link images in HTML. Means now when you go to the browser, when you click on this image, if you want to make this as a link, let's say you want to connect this image with an external link or a link in the internal site, so you can always do this by adding this image tag inside a link tag. If you want to learn more about links in HTML, you can check my HTML links video to learn more about it. The link is on the right top corner. You can click and watch it. I have also added the link in the description so you can check it out. So now let's see how you can add the image as a link. So to do that, I'm going to add a link tag there, and now let's add an image inside this tag. So I'll say img src equal, so you have to define the path /subscribe.png. You always have to make sure that you add the correct file format of this image, so the image will be loaded properly. So now I will add hashtag. So far I have not added any links there. So when you refresh, you can see the image is added, but you can see the cursor is showing as a pointer. It means the image has a link now. So I'm going to define the size of this now. Width I will say 200 pixel. So the image is properly resized, but I haven't given any link. So let me give the link of I'll say this is my channel link. So I'll copy this and I'll add the link here in the href tag. Now when you go back to the browser and refresh, now you see, so when you hover the subscribe image, so it shows the link here. So when you click on this, it will take you to the particular link. Now this is an external site that I have connected with. So if you want to make this open a new tab, so you can simply define target underscore blank. So I'll refresh this. So now you click on the subscribe image, so the link is opened in a new tab. So this is the way that you can link the images in HTML. Also, image tag is a self-closing tag in HTML, so you don't need to close it separately, same as the other tag. Now if you take a look at the h1 tag, so it has an opening h1 tag and the closing tag. So image tag is a self-closing tag. So in this video we have learned about how we can add images in HTML. In the next video we're going to be talking about how to work with an ordered list and unordered list and how we can use it in HTML, and we will continue on our HTML tutorials journey. So if you found this video helpful, please like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.